in the middle. Mr. Helton's going to sit on your left. And sit on your right.
This must be a real special occasion.
How you doing, Mike?
They just asked me to come keep an eye on him. On his left.
Yes, please.
And you want me?
Right in the middle, sir. Thank you.
Well, everybody, we're here to have a little celebration, you might say. The Legends of the Glen. This was started back in 2008 as part of the celebration of the 60th anniversary of racing here at Watkins Glen International to recognize some of the truly great names of racing here at this facility. Some of the names already inducted include Jim Clark, Sir Jackie Stewart, Al Holbert, Hurley Haywood, Tony Stewart, Cameron and Gene Artensinger, and Jim Riesbeck. Up here on the panel this morning, we have, of course, the president of Watkins Glen International. On the right side, as you face it, Michael Printup. In the middle, Jeff Gordon, driver of the number 24 Chevrolet for Hendrick Motorsport and four-time Watkins Glen International champion. And Mike Helton, of course, the president of NASCAR. So with that, I am going to turn the program over to Michael Printup. Michael?
Thank you, sir. We appreciate that. What an honor to be sitting up here with Jeff Gordon. All these years of racing and three back-to-back champions up here at Watkins Glen. I wasn't here at the time, but I used to come here as a kid, as a lot of you know, and it's pretty neat to be up here and sitting in here and being able to induct him, like Jim said, with that long list of Legends of the Glen. Pretty astute racing crowd, racing drivers in that list. So we're proud to have Jeff here today, and really glad that Mr. Helton could join us as well, because it's such an honor, and it's so apropos to have Michael here and help us dedicate Mr. Gordon into the Legends of the Glen. So I'll turn it back to you, Jim, and thank you very much.
Okay, Michael, and before we get to our inductee, let's go over to Mike Helton. And Mike, talk a little bit about the impact that Jeff Gordon has had on this sport.
Yeah, you know, any sport or form of entertainment depends heavily on the talent that's involved in it, and NASCAR's been very fortunate in its 60-plus years to have some great characters that represent the sport, build the sport, grow a following that follows the sport through them. And we rely heavily on that, and I don't think there's any greater example of a personality in today's garage area as Jeff Gordon is for that purpose. And it's been fun to watch Jeff's career develop and to perform and be such a consistent contributor on and off the racetrack throughout his career in NASCAR. So it's an honor to be here to share this moment with Jeff and to join everybody in congratulating him.
Well, Jeff, I guess now it's your turn, so we'll ask you about how you feel about being inducted into the Watkins Glen International Hall of Fame.
Well, I can tell you right now at this moment, it's hitting me really hard in a big way, especially with Mike being here. But because you know, most conversations that Mike and I have, you know, he's trying to keep me humble and down to earth and keep my head from getting too big, and reminding me of the responsibilities we have as drivers in the garage area. But you know, I have so much respect for Mike and his position and what he does for the sport, and also for this track. You know, this is a place that's very special to me. And you know, the performances that we've had over the years here have been some of my favorites in my career, because I didn't grow up road racing, and I've never really looked at myself as you know, a specialist on a road course or anything like that. But you know, when I started Hendrick Motorsports with Ray Evernham, you know, it was something that we put a lot of effort into. And because of that effort, we were able to achieve a lot of success, and to do that here at Watkins Glen against some of the greats in this sport, as well as some of the great road racers that have challenged the NASCAR drivers over the years, and to be able to pull into victory lane 4 times here is something that I'm very proud of. You know, and as I mentioned, have Mike here saying the kind words that he has. You know, I just have so much respect for him, and so it means a lot to me. So, and then you hear the list of names. Of course, now that I'm 40, it seems like these types of things mean a little bit more to me. Just looking back at my career and having the type of year that we're having, these types of things just continue to mean more and more to you. So to go down as a legend at Watkins Glen is something that I'll always treasure, and hopefully we can add to that list of wins this weekend. But thank you, Michael, very much for what you guys have done here. This is a great facility, great track. We all enjoy racing here, and it's an honor for me to receive this award.
Thank you.
Well, Michael, with that, let me turn it back to you for the unveiling of the trophy here.
And that was before I saw the trophy.
This,
oh, wow.
this, as you know, goes back a long ways with the glass community that we live in. And this is a Vitrix glass with Corning Glass, who was the original owner of Watkins Glen International, or the second owner that brought out a receivership in the 60s. And we partnered with them, or in the 80s, excuse me. So this is a highly replicable piece made here locally. So we present this to you.
Jeff, what are your thoughts about that beautiful trophy?
Well, I'm afraid to touch it. It looks too nice for me to touch. But I tell you, I've recently finished a house and put a beautiful trophy case in, and this is going to look very nice there. I look forward to displaying it proudly. So thank you very much. Just got to figure out how to get it back home without breaking it, because I'm not real good at that. But this is beautiful. Thank you so much. And my sister used to live up here years ago, and so going into Corning and seeing these what they do with glass here in this area is absolutely amazing. So they certainly did a great job of this. Thank you.
Well, we certainly want to congratulate Jeff again, and of course it's wonderful to have Mike Helton with us this morning, and we will open it up for questions now. Just a reminder, we have microphones out there, so if you raise your hand, we'll get one to you. Also, that Jeff will be available after the Q&A session here, so please keep your questions relative to this particular subject of his induction into the Watkins Glen International Hall of Fame, if you would, please. And then there will be a photo opportunity immediately following the Q&A as well. So first question, Claire, is he back here?
Claire B. Lang, Sirius XM NASCAR Radio. Now that you're a legend of this place, what are the secrets of being able to win 4 times here? And does that put any pressure on you, being the legend that you are here, to win this weekend?
I think they consider me a legend here because it's been so long since I've actually done anything good here. Looking back on the history, and I guess my name popped up. But, I love this track. We have been challenged here recently with the performance that I feel like we need to battle for a win. And that I brought up Ray Evernham and Hendrick Motorsports earlier, and when we first started here, you could build really dedicated road course cars to this track, and I say that in all honesty about I wasn't a road racer. I didn't have a lot of road racing experience, and the way that we excelled on these tracks, you would never have known that, but I contribute a lot of it to the effort that was put in by our entire team to have those dedicated road course cars, really focus on the brake package, the transmission, and I certainly played a role in it, but these days the cars that we have are so close in competition, and it's so hard to get that edge that we once had. So now I do have to go back on some road racing skills and improve them if we're going to battle with the guys here that are going to be tough this weekend. Juan has really shown what he's capable of on a road course. Marcos, of course, and I think the most impressive guy to me over the years has been Tony Stewart, which has received this award as well, and well deserving. But he is a guy that also didn't have a lot of road racing experience, but has been able to continue his success and do well on the road courses as the cars have changed and evolved, and so you got to be impressed with that. And we learned a lot from that last year. We put his setup in last year, and we're a little bit better, but certainly still not in the category he was. So I don't know if I have any tricks to give out. I think we're trying to find the tricks right now.
Down here in front.
Yourself, Tony, and Mark have all been inducted into this thing. What is it about this racetrack when somebody figures it out, they can really get a hold of it and just take off the way you guys have?
Yeah, again, it just depends on what's happening in the sport, how things are evolving at what pace, whether it be tires, technology in tires, whether it be figuring out springs, sway bars, as sometimes it's aero changes, whether it be back in the day where the manufacturers are bringing out a different body style, or today with the COT of who's figuring out what along the way. But I think as a driver, you have to be very comfortable with the downshifts. You've got to be comfortable with turning right and really being able to push the car very aggressively. This track's a lot different than Sonoma. This track you got to be very aggressive, and it's a fast racetrack, where Sonoma's much more of a finesse track, and it's about not going off track and not over attacking the corners. Where here, I think it's the opposite. It's you have to really attack these corners, and when you attack the corners here, it's very easy to make mistakes. With the downshifts, or getting too much rear brake in it. And then you also have to have a really good spring and shock package here, because downforce is important, because it is a fast racetrack, and so that body pitch and attitude. So to me, this is really a combination of car and driver, and when you figure out that side of it, the car especially, it certainly makes it a little easier on the driver, and allows you to attack this racetrack the way you need to.
Any more questions?
Claire B. Lang, Sirius XM NASCAR Radio. One quick one for Mike Helton. What about the history and heritage of racing at the Glen, and what, when you put a guy like Jeff Gordon in here, a road course means to NASCAR, because we race so few of them?
Yeah, and as I was sitting here listening to Jeff talk, and I was thinking back when we first came to Watkins Glen, there was a lot of head scratching and a lot of off-course action, if you will, as our guys got used to racing at a facility like Watkins Glen. Throughout our history, we've had a sprinkling of road courses like Riverside and others, but when we moved the Cup Series up here, it was a learning process for the whole garage area. But this facility, just the name of it, it's internationally recognized as a motorsports complex. It has a very vast and deep history. And for us to be able to sustain a program up here, and then, oh, by the way, become very good at it, I think is one of the bonnet, or one of the feathers in NASCAR's bonnet, so to speak, because we're now a contender in the international form of motorsports at Watkins Glen. Our drivers can take this course as well as I think anybody in the world can today. Wasn't always that way. So that's a great pride point for NASCAR. But watching Watkins Glen develop and turn into the state-of-art facility that it's progressively working on, but watching our guys like Jeff Gordon lead the way and be really good road racers in the scheme of a championship season, when they don't do a lot of it, is something that makes us very proud.